It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's conversation.
Absolutely.
Election 2020 update.
Still?
Georgia
Oh, it's never over. Right?
is now recounting all of its
course they
votes.
Come on, Georgia.
What does this mean, and what states are next?
I don't know.
Every state.
Let's fill you in on what the mainstream media is refusing to put out now on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely. Hey, make sure to click that like, hit the subscribe button, leave your comments, and definitely help us out and share this video now. Definitely appreciate it. All right, let's go to it. Georgia, I do declare. Well, top election officials said today that the state will conduct a hand recount of all paper ballots cast in November 3rd presidential election. So uncertified results in the state show Democrat Joe Biden leading President Donald Trump by 14,000 votes of nearly 5 million votes counted in the state.
Okay.
So nearly all ballots have been counted, though counties have until Friday to verify their results. Here's the thing. There's been a lot of shenanigans coming out of Atlanta. And we're talking about a lot of individuals that may or may not have been alive voting. And when you do the recount, and by the way, if it's so close, you should want to recount nonetheless, because whoever you voted for, maybe this will even verify that person. It's like, you see, we told you.
Yep.
You told you.
Yep.
Or it comes down to it. And when they do these recounts, you can't have it like the mess that you had all over the country. I'm sorry, not all over the country. In 7 states. 7 states that are being contested when they didn't allow ballot watchers, official ballot watchers, constitutionally protected on both parties.
Right.
Yep.
Okay?
Apparently there's some places that'll just live stream the video feed so anybody can watch.
And that's how they should do it.
They should.
Security camoras at it all.
Oh, yeah.
Transparency is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Totally.
So here, let me pull up the electoral map here. Okay. Boot-de-doo. There we go. All right. So Georgia, which was, and when they say called, nothing has been called yet. You got to understand, when you hear President-elect so-and-so,
He's still elect.
nothing, that's media projection. You got to go by officials.
Well, the Electoral College is the one that votes for the president. That's not until December
Exactly.
14th. We got plenty of time.
An amount of time has soon. I mean, it's going to come soon. Believe you me. I know it's going to seem like long. So, all right. So, take Georgia off of the grid. Boom. All right. Here we go. Georgia. Let's move forward to another state. Trump files new election challenge in Michigan. Do you know what was happening in Michigan? The Trump campaign lawsuit in the state of Michigan today challenges ballots tabulated using Dominion voting equipment on Election Day. Have you guys heard anything about Dominion voting machines yet?
Yeah.
Okay?
The one with the glitch.
The quote-unquote glitch. So, Dominion is a widely used voting machine.
Okay.
And many states, mostly in all these contested states. Now, one county out of Michigan, where Michigan, 47 counties that machine was used, there was a 6,000 votes that were for Trump in that county. Somehow, some way, went to Joe Biden. So the Republicans in Michigan go, hold on a second. Then they did a little research on these machines. Guess what names are involved with these machines in the company Dominion?
Oh, boy.
Is it Putin?
Nancy Pelosi's former chief of staff.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh,
The one running Dominion, the company currently. Former ambassador appointed by Barack Obama.
what?
And now they're going to be checking all these other counties in Michigan to see if there was any of these other glitches. Yep, the lawsuit cites the well-publicized incident and interim County, as a Dominion voting machine mistakenly counted thousands of votes for the former vice president. Instead, that were designed for President Trump. Okay, so let's take Michigan out of there. Let's make it, because you can't call it.
Right.
The state officially cannot be called based on this lawsuit. So, Arizona. Another one. Let's take a look. In Arizona, President Trump has, we're looking at how many more votes to go in Arizona. Where are you? My total count. No.
They're still counting in Arizona?
They are still counting.
How long does it take to count?
Exactly.
It ought to be all done. This ought to be all done online.
Well, here's the thing. How is this not all done? But it's only the states with the executive branch of Democratic Party. It's just being a little too suspicious. Joe Biden leads in Arizona. Well, it actually, his lead has shrunk now to about 12,000 votes. And now they still have 47,000 votes to count in majority Republican counties.
We'll see.
So 40,000 still. So let me remove Arizona from the map here. Pennsylvania. Do we know what's going on in Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania doesn't know what's going on in Pennsylvania.
Right.
The state
The mail.
legislators in Pennsylvania said all votes must be, the only legal votes to be counted will be on Election Day by 8 p.m. So, the Supreme Court of the state of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, earlier this year, they said, well, COVID, we can't do that. We will extend the dates.
Right.
Here's the thing. It is unconstitutional for a court to make legislation. State legislators make law, not courts. Courts enforce law.
Yep.
So, Supreme Court Justice Alito, Sam Alito, sent out to Pennsylvania, separate your ballots that came in on Election Day after 8 p.m. Now it's going to the legal battle.
That case is really interesting.
Go on, Lawyer Wayne.
So I am
Hold
not.
on, before you do,
sorry.
let me take that Pennsylvania, which is now being litigated, off of the electoral count. Look at the numbers now. Biden, 243 electoral college votes.
Right.
270 is the president. Trump at 232 currently. Because North Carolina was called, I don't think it's going to be contested, it was called for Trump. This is far from over. The lawyers are on it. Speaking of which, Lawyer Wayne, what were you just about to say?
Well, first I want to say I'm not an election lawyer, and I'm certainly not a Pennsylvania lawyer. So what I'm getting here is second and third hand sources. I read lawyer blogs, and there's been a bit of a buzz.
Sounds like fun.
Talking about that particular case, and it had something I'd never seen before. If what I'm reading is correct, the Pennsylvania law that allows for the mail-in ballots and such has something I'd never seen before, a non-severability clause. What that means is most of the time, let's say you and I were to have a contract, which we do, by the way. Most of the time we put something in that says, if any part of this agreement is found to be not good, right, the rest of it still holds, right? And most laws are that way too. If so, for example, the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, they got rid of the individual mandate. There's a case right now saying, well, the whole thing should fall apart then. The argument against that is going to be, no, it's severable. You can take that part out, and the rest of it will still stand. Their law on the election, on the mail-in ballots, appears to have a non-severability thing that says if any part of this is found to be invalid or unconstitutional, the whole thing goes away.
Is void.
Yes, which I've never heard of before.
Right.
And that could create quite the mess if they actually enforce that.
And then on top of it, we have these individual cases in the Philadelphia in Pittsburgh for Pennsylvania and it's going to go back to a Supreme Court ruling back from 2000. Do you guys remember Bush and Gore?
Yeah.
Right? The hanging Chad. Well, out came a Supreme Court, Bush v. Gore, and where all ballots must be handled equally. And with the Republicans being blocked from viewing the counting of the ballots, all ballots were not handled equally. This is what's going to be being brought up. So when you hear voter fraud, it's actually voter improprieties, voter irregulations, voter manipulation, if you will, especially with the blocking of the thing. And now we're going into these 10,000 people in Michigan that out of Detroit dead and voted. It's all going to be coming up. And no matter what side of the aisle you're on, hopefully you're an American and you'll want fair elections. Take the names out of it. Take Biden, Trump out of it. Say this is 4 years from now, it's two other people running. Don't you want fair elections? Yeah. No matter what?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the candidates. It has to do with the system.
Yep.
Yeah, if we can't trust the system, then
I don't trust
Now,
it
none of
anyway.
these, I will point out, none of these suits are projected to actually change the outcome of the election.
Projected by who?
By me.
By you.
Basically, you would have to flip, 4 states, as you demonstrated there.
Here,
Highly
I'll pull it up. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go to the map again.
Unlikely, long shot. If you're a Trump fan, I mean, keep your hopes up if you want to, but it's a long shot.
Say the Pennsylvania,
Right.
the Supreme Court leans conservative.
Well, even if they overturn, what I'm saying is, even if they overturn a lot of those ballots, it may still be a Biden win in
Here,
Pennsylvania.
Say Pennsylvania. Say it goes Trump. Okay, he's at 252 now, right?
Right.
Okay. Say this recount in Georgia,
If it goes for Trump,
It's going to be all the way down to the last
268.
then he still has to win Arizona
Okay.
or Michigan, I guess.
Say Biden. Now remember, Trump won Michigan, won Arizona last time too. Say
I wonder how many people.
Biden does keep Michigan. As we said, the show following election night
Right.
comes down to Arizona.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a long shot. Each of these cases would actually not only have to be, they'd have to win, it would also have to make a big enough difference to flip this minimum 3 states.
But wait till you hear about all the other lawsuits that are coming too that I'm getting feeds from.
I understand.
Nevada and Arizona, you're next up on the lawsuit because of the alleged tens of thousands of votes coming from old addresses, people that moved. Okay? This is far from over. If you're dancing in the street for whatever candidate, don't do it. Pay attention. Read the news. And don't just read the headlines. Okay? Don't read headlines. And the biggest loser of all of this is going to be the mainstream media for making predictions and projections way before ballots were even casted on election night and counted. Remember, it's all about legal. Legal ballots, legal votes. All right. Anything else? Should we move forward from politics?
Yeah.
Stephanie?
yes, please.
Please.
Yeah? All right. But hey, that's just what's going on. That's just an update.
I wonder who betted on
It
this.
is good to know.
You're not going to hear this from Fox News, whose, by the way, ratings are... You know why?
Big boo boo.
Right.
Because they were one of the first ones to project, say, President-elect Joe Biden without the officials confirming anything. We're too used to the media projecting everything, and we've taken that as fact.
I learned my lessons in the 90s.
If we've learned anything, is don't trust the media. For 3.5 years, we were telling there was Russian collusion, and then they spent millions, tens of millions of dollars investigating it, and Mueller comes up and goes,
With no evidence,
I
right?
got nothing. Right.
No evidence, right? But they got evidence.
Well, luckily,
now.
there was none of that this time around. Not a peep.
No, not a peep.
No interference.
I don't mean to interject, but I'm going to.
Yeah,
you
do it,
have to
Stephanie.
separate your mainstream media and your local media
Absolutely.
that's serving you here in your communities. Do trust them because they put in long hours just for you.
I don't know about that.
Sometimes
We're going to get into criticizing local media here soon.
Oh, well, let's go. Well, I mean, I'm talking
Like,
News 4, News
I've
5,
got-
News 2,
I've got some
17.
complaints.
they have their biases too.
I'm not going to say, but again, there's journalists. I mean, we put in hours.
Of course,
tireless
of course.
work.
So do the mainstream media people. And listen, I'm a part of media too. I'm not bashing, media pundits. I am bashing the fact that they refuse
I get it. Yes,
to provide full information.
I agree. Yeah.
But that's
And because they're embarrassed to go back on what they said.
that what's wrong with America nowadays. Don't nobody like the truth.
Yeah.
I like the truth. Tell me.
We should all want the truth.
We all want it. Truth. That's right.
The truth. That's it.
It hurts, but we should want it.
And that's why I like
And
it.
hey, and if it all comes out and it's the candidate I didn't want or the candidate that you didn't want, at least you got a fair shake at it. That's all.
Which is so much better than most countries.
Because it's not about now. I'm telling you. You screw this up now. Elections. It's goodbye. Goodbye.
It's the Joe Padula Show. Bada bing. Clarksville's conversation.